The Guest by Taylor Robinson. John was sitting on his chair at his home. He heard a knock at his door. He went to get the door. He looked, but no one was there. He thought that it was just some adolescents playing an innocent joke, and with that, he went back to his chair. He heard a much louder knock then. He went to go look through the peephole of his door, and he saw a hooded figure standing outside. John then yelled, "Who are you? What do you want?" The hooded figure then turned in the direction of John's front yard and walked away into the night. John then went back to his chair to read Civilization by Neil Ferguson. He then looked from his chair and saw the hooded figure by his computer. But 5 seconds after he saw it, it was gone once more. John then knew that he was dealing with something that was far beyond his understanding. John then went on the internet to look up the paranormal. He then came to the conclusion that he was dealing with a spirit of some kind. The next morning, he called a paranormal investigator to come to his home. The paranormal investigator's name was Dan Roberts. Dan went into the living room and felt a dark presence in the room. Dan then said, "There is a dark spirit in this house." John said, "How do you know that?" Dan said, "Because I see it in the mirror." John then looked and saw it in the mirror. He also saw himself in the mirror. John's body was being decapitated in the mirror by the hooded figure's claws. The hooded figure then took off his hood. His face was pale with horns on the top of his head, and also he had the mark of the beast 666. The figure's claws came out of the mirror and grabbed John and pulled him into the mirror. John was falling into the darkness, and then his head hit the ground with a thud. He got up and gazed up at the lake of fire. He saw many people there: Saddam, Uday, Hitler, Pol Pot, and Ayatollah Khomeini, Chemical Ali, and many others infamous figures throughout history. All the people he saw were burning in fire. The hooded figure then appeared. John said, "Why am I here? I am not evil nor dead." The figure said, "You are the guest of hell forever." All of a sudden, the figure grabbed John with its claws and raised him up into the air. John's flesh had puncture wounds from the claws. Blood oozed out of the wounds. John felt that his lungs had been punctured. The figure then said, "Good luck with breathing in the inferno now." And with that, he tossed John into the lake of fire with Ayatollah Khomeini. John's body hit the brimstone with a thud. His body then caught on fire. He screamed as his flesh burnt away. John then cried out, "What have I done to merit this fate?" The figure replied, "You are a heretic who mocked my Lord Lucifer." Then John was all of a sudden out of the fire and was tied to an altar. The figure came back with a knife and with a whip. "We have work to do, my lad."